What's up guys, a few of you might remember that a while ago I did a review of the original packs. Well, they've got a brand new one out. It's creatively called the Packs 2. I'm going to be checking it out today, taking a look at it, reviewing it, and letting you know if it's worth getting. So if you've seen my review of the original Packs vaporizer, then you'll remember that I was a pretty big fan of this device. It gave me a really good all-round clean vape. It's extremely compact, it's really stylish, and it's also just incredibly easy to use. And it was definitely the most stealthy vaporizer I had ever come across, weighing less than 100 grams and looking more like an MP3 player or a sunglasses case than a vaporizer. So naturally I was pretty keen to check out the Packs 2 when it came out, and I have to say I'm glad I did. On first impressions, I noticed that they'd kept a very similar aesthetics and style as the first one. The packaging has vibrant colours, clean white backgrounds, very Apple-esque style design. The look and style of the new Packs 2 is also very similar to the original, but when you look closely there are a few differences. This device is actually smaller than the original Packs. So whilst the original one, according to my scales, weighs about 95 grams, which is already pretty light, the Packs 2, they've managed to cut it down to about 88 grams. But here's the kicker, the battery's actually longer than the original, which is pretty impressive. With the original Packs, you got about an hour or so of vaping time, but with the new Packs 2, you get a whopping 90 minutes of vape time. The other thing I noticed right away was it has this much more polished look to it. It's still made out of aluminium like the original, but it just has this much more smoother, cleaner, polished look and style. Now, in terms of features and operating the device, there's also a few changes in this area too. One of the first things that I noticed was they had changed the mouthpiece design. So with the original, we had this pop-up mouthpiece like so. With the new one though, they've actually ditched this pop-out mouthpiece altogether, and they've gone for a more simple, flat surface like so, that has a little hole in the side that we can inhale through. Now, at first glance, I thought that this was kind of disappointing because I really did like the pop-out mouthpiece of the first one, but when I started to use it and try it, I realized it's actually quite comfortable and you get used to it fairly quickly. And there's also one other big advantage to this new mouthpiece that I realized later on, and this is that with the original Packs, one of my only complaints was that the mouthpiece really does get quite dirty quite quickly and requires quite a lot of cleaning. However, with the Packs 2, the new mouthpiece style seems to require just a lot less cleaning. It's a lot easier to clean when you do need to do it, and ultimately it's a massive time saver. So although I did like the pop-out style of the first one, I think I do prefer the new one because it's just as comfortable to use, but it requires so much less maintenance. The Packs 2 does come with a second mouthpiece that more closely resembles the original. It's not a pop-out mouthpiece like the original, but it does have that curved up shape. However, I found that when I use this secondary style mouthpiece, it actually gets really, really hot. I think there's some metals in there or something that aren't in the flat piece, and when you use it, it gets so hot that it's just uncomfortable. So I don't even use this second mouthpiece. I just use the default one that comes with it. Now, another thing they've updated with the Packs 2 is the charger, and I really like this new charger because with the older style charger, what we had to do was remove the mouthpiece like so and then stick it onto the charger in this way every time that we want to charge it. And the problem with this, of course, is that it makes it really hard to charge and vape at the same time, and if you try to do so, you're constantly removing and putting the mouthpiece back in and out all the time. However, with the new Packs, they've kind of got this clever new charger where we've got this strip on the back of the Packs, and then to charge it, we don't need to remove the mouthpiece every time